Everybody, welcome to HXP TV. We got a great episode this week. I went to British Columbia, all thanks to Freedom Hunters and Houndsman XP, to go out and hunt bears in the British Columbia backwoods. It was amazing. And I'm going to preface this now, you guys. You know how we like to keep it here at HXP TV, short, sweet, to the action. The full-length breakdown of this entire trip is going to be on All Mixed Up for the month of June. So you guys are going to get a little bit video teaser beforehand so you guys can kind of visualize what I'm talking about. So we're going to just run right into it. But I got a very special guest with me this week, Mr. Powell.
I really appreciate you letting me appear on your TV show.
Yes, the owner of Houndsman XP, you are a guest on my show. Yes.
Yeah. So
Our show.
Tell me about this Canada hunt. This is what, your third year of going up there?
Yes, sir. So this is my third year, you guys, and I'm going to put my older stuff on the HXP TV channel as well. I got some backlog stuff that the patrons got access to. So yes, this is my third year, and I want to give immediately right now a huge shout out to Freedom Hunters. They sponsored me to go on this great trip. It was a funny story. The first time I went was because of COVID. And there was a lot of people that were just like, I'm not dealing with the COVID stuff. And I was like, I will. I don't care at all. If I have to swim through a lake. Huh? Yeah.
I ain't scared.
Yeah. If I have to swim through a lake of lava to get there and go experience this, I'm doing it. I don't care. Was it a nightmare? Yeah, it sucked. But
didn't you fly to like Montreal and New York City, go the long way around?
Yeah, that was last year. Last year I had to fly on the way home. I went from Vancouver to Montreal and then to Houston and then home. So I flew across all of North America to get home. This year was great, though. My travels were all in one day, which was wonderful. I left home at 5 a.m, got to BC at 5 p.m., which was amazing. I traveled almost 2,000 miles in like 6.5 hours of actual flying time. So, yeah, it's my third time there. I love Babine Guide Outfitters. They are primo guides. Lloyd, Jack, the Hooper family, and all of their associates that are out there working. This is a top-notch outfit, you guys. They do everything for the client. They gut your bear. They skin your bear perfectly, prepare it for taxidermy, salt the hide, prepare the meat, everything. They have
what are the accommodations like?
Beautiful cabins along Babine Lake, which is a huge lake in Canada. These are like beautiful cabins that have kitchenettes inside them, double story, a loft, and spare bedrooms below. So each cabin can accommodate between 3 to 5 vets. They're like little houses. They also have an apartment that's available as well. So you are staying in super luxury there. I mean, that's really the only word to describe it. They take you fishing, and all you have to do is just grab your fishing pole and start fishing. Like they rig it for you, because I don't know anything about fishing, man. I live in the desert. So, and I gotta be honest with you, hunting is my passion, because that's what I've done my whole life. But yeah, so these people are just on an entirely different level, and I'm just gonna say it right now. Lloyd Hooper is a total god of the North Woods. Like, this guy is hard as a rock and knows everything about every animal that lives out there on this deep level. This is all he's done his entire life: hunting, trapping, guiding, and building cabins. This is like a manly man to the extreme. Got blood poisoning from gutting a wolf, watched the infection go up his arm. The infection got scared and it went away. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of guy Lloyd is. So yeah, we were a quick story, and then I'll let it go. I want to get right into the action, you guys. We were packing out a bear for Andy, and we had the bear in a sled. And there's this giant plant called a devil's club, which is a massive stinging nettle. Okay, it is horrible. It's covered in venomous barbs, thousands of them, and they look like they're going to snap and die when you step on them, but they're very flexible. And so we were pulling this bear, this is the most brutal pack out of my life. We were pulling this bear up this very steep incline. The sled that the bear was riding in, because it's just gutted bear and whole otherwise, hit a devil's club stalk, and that thing just whack, like hit my back. the whole thing, just beaver tail slapped my back. All those venomous barbs straight into my back skin. And I just freeze for a second. Lloyd Hooper behind me, he just goes, "You're fine. Keep going." And yeah, it was terrible. And look at Chris Powell leaving me right in the middle of an HXP TV episode. I hope he's going to get something serious, you guys. So I'll just go solo, everybody. I want to bring it right in, you guys. I landed. I went to it. Look at you go, Chris. You're on video. You're leaving the middle of the show.
Hey, you will be happy. You will be happy that I left right then. I had the ringmaster for the circus just got home.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was trying to do this in the house for a change, and of course she shows up right in the middle of it.
He's like, "Hey." And then the crew goes. So we get to British Columbia. We're driving into the interior to Babine Lake, where their Tukey Lodge is. That's the lodge that they base out of. As we're driving in, we just come across this bear. And guys, the bear density here is insane. If you took all the hunters, all the veterans combined that were doing this hunt, we saw over 70 bears. 5 days.
You're a very dumb bear. Should I tree him, Lloyd?
You can get out there and then call him a dumb bear.
Okay, this is insane. We treed 5, and we had one run across the road that almost got hit by Tyler. He's an awesome veteran. Unfortunately, he lost his arm and his leg in an explosion in Afghanistan. And even still, he was able to jump out of the truck, get on his foot. You're supposed to have 2 feet legally on the ground. Well, things are a little different for Tyler. He only has 1. Jumps out, gets 1 foot on the ground, gets his rifle up. He's crossing over because he's right-handed, but he doesn't have a right arm. So he's holding it up with his prosthetic and aiming. Almost hits the bear at a dead run. And yes,
Didn't Tyler, a Marine Corps veteran, and
yes, sir,
lost? He was involved at the bombing in Kabul airport.
That's correct. Yep, during the pullout. And I'm not going to go too deep into his story. Right. That's his story to tell, and I plan to have him on Houndsman XP.
I just wanted to let you know that I got to meet him in Georgia at the Jim Shockey Classic with Freedom Hunters and heard his whole story. So you guys are really, if you do interview him, I hope we get to share his story because it's amazing.
He is awesome. They all were. This was my favorite crew of veterans as a group. Everyone here was just so cool, so excited. Everyone wanted to go hound hunting, so that was cool. We took the whole crew, all 8 of us went out there, and we all watched the races. It was awesome. And as everyone knows that's listening to this, and may not know, hunting with dogs is super hard, and everyone thinks they're just meat robots. You drop the tailgate and you go tree a bear. We had one race that went 13 hours, everybody, and the bear outran us. So it's not easy. We saw tons of bears, and we only treed 5. And Lloyd's dogs are good. Okay, these are no culls here. These are good dogs. He only has 5. And I do agree with Mr. Powell. He once told me this. You don't need more dogs. You need better dogs. Wait, what'd you say?
I said, you can call me Chris. We've known each other for about 5 years.
Yes. You don't. Yeah. Chris once told me you don't need more dogs. You need better dogs.
That's actually a quote from Willis Butall. He was a government hunter out in Nevada.
Okay. Well, there you go. I heard it from you. So you should just say you made that quote up. So everyone wanted to hunt with the dogs, you guys. And that was, first of all, had me very excited. Anthony Pace, Freedom Hunter, sent out an email to everyone and was like, hey, if you want to hunt with the dogs, talk to this crazy jackrabbit dude. He'll help you get set up that you can make sure you're prepared right to hunt with dogs. And so everyone was like, we want to hunt with the dogs. But since it's so difficult and time consuming, we had to kind of whittle it down to people that were like really serious about hunting with the dogs. And so Michael was the first one up. We went out there first day, right out of the gate. We saw a bear run across the road and we couldn't get a good judge on it. And Lloyd was just like, well, what do you think, Michael? And of course, Michael was like, what do you think, Lloyd? And he's like, well, let's tree him and find out what kind of bear he is. So We dump the pack right there. They take off and just barrel into the woods.
Ready?
Dump the box.
That big fat.
Yeah.
That was him, the bear, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. What do you think of a box dump?
That was amazing.
Wait till they tree him. Let's do it.
The race was actually not that long, about 30 minutes, and they had the bear up a tree. And so we were like, let's go in and check it out. And so we did.
Treed, baby. Nice and easy. Let's go. I see the tree. I see the bear. It's the dogs. There's Gomer. There's the bear. There he is. He's a little bear. Woo! Talk to him, Chappie. Oh. Get him, Chappie. Talk to him, Gomer! Talk to him, Chappie! Good girl, see her! Good girl! Good girl, see her! Good boy, Terry! Paws on the wood!
When we got there, we discovered that that bear was just not that good, like a 6-footer, 5-foot-ish. So we were just like, nah. We let him go, and that's the beauty of hound hunting. Everybody, you can just let him go. Yep. So we treed that bear. It was just an all right bear. We then drove farther down the road. Again, this is the beauty of running a pack that's designed for your country. This place in British Columbia, you guys, it is so thick. Like where we hunted, Chris, in the Gila, that is a dream come true for bear hunting. The understory, when you have a 800-meter walk in where we were in the Gila in New Mexico, that's wonderful. Like this is going to be a really nice walk. When you have an 800-meter walk in British Columbia, that is terrible, and you are dreading every step of that. So,
like coastal Carolinas and Appalachia with the laurel.
Yeah.
It
is.
I'm British Columbia, but it sounds like it.
It's like slash and blow down everywhere, and devil's club and swamps and bugs. Although this year the bugs were not bad at all. They are still terrible compared to what I am used to. 0 bugs, but still not horrible. Either way, we're driving down the road again. We dumped the box on another bear that just was right there grazing on the side of the road. This is a good bear. We dumped the whole box. The Lycas just rip in there after the bear. This is the best part about running this combined pack. He runs a West Siberian Lyca and a Karelian bear dog, and then he runs 3 hounds, 2 black and tans and a blue tick. The power of that pack combined is seriously, I'm a believer. Those Karelian, the Lyca types, basically is what I call them, the Lycas. Those Lyca types just get way out ahead of those hounds. They are screaming over that track, but they're air scenting it. They don't trail like a hound. They're only picking up these very hot scented races. And so Cedar, she's like, I'm not joking, she's like 28 pounds. She's screaming ahead of the pack, and then you just hear that bark off in the distance. She's looking right at that bear. She is 600 meters ahead of the pack, flooring it through the woods, gets right in behind that bear. The hounds hear her and they speed up on the track. When they hear those Lycas opening, they can move the track quicker. But when the Lycas overheat, because they do not have the stamina of a hound. I mean, we had a 13-hour race, and you can imagine it was only the hounds at that point. Gomer was in it for 7.5 hours, which is no joke. For a Lyca type, 7.5 hours is badass. They had the bear bayed for like 3 hours of that too. But anyway, we just couldn't get to him. The Lycas get up on this bear. They start barking. We're like, oh yeah, like it's on. But that bear just wouldn't stop. The Lycas bayed him on the ground, but as the hounds were coming, that freight train coming through the woods, the bears broke and took off again. And that race was 3.5 hours. And finally, we just brought the dogs in because the density of bears is so high. We're just like, hey, let's not burn them out. We didn't even get a good look at that bear. Let's bring them in and let's try again on a new bear. And so we were driving down the road and boom, there's a 6.5-foot bear just standing on the side of the road grazing. And so Michael is like, hey, I wanted to do with the dogs, but I'm not passing up something on the first day that I wouldn't on the last. He jumps out, boom, shoots the bear right there. So we let the hounds loose to find the bear that ran into the woods, and they just screamed in there and found him. And there, Gomer got him. That wind's going that way.
Yeah.
I think you hit him.
He seemed to react to the impact a little bit, so he's right there. He's dead right there. Yeah.
There he was. He was already perfectly shot and expired. And so the hounds had themselves a little reward, a little chew, and then we took these great pictures.
The dogs, did you drop all the dogs, or did you just drop the and Lycas and Karelians are actually spits?
Yeah, so, spits type dogs. Yep, yeah, there you go.
So you used all, but you dropped everything to.
We dropped everything. That's what I love about Lloyd. He's like, Lloyd will always be, when me and Lloyd especially are hunting together and it's just us two, we really feed off each other, and I get him pretty excited. I think that's why he keeps inviting me back, because I think he likes it when someone is as super into hound hunting as he is. But he'll be like, "We're done for the day. We're done for the day." And then we see a bear on the way home, and he's like, he looks at me and he's just like, and we just run back there and just dump the whole box. Like,
Well, it's daylight like 17 hours or something crazy, isn't it?
yeah. So the sun comes up where you can see, humans can see light at about 4:40 in the morning, and the last light I could perceive at about 100 yards was about 11:45 at night.
Yeah.
So we dumped the box at 6 p.m. Who cares? You still got 5 hours of light. And yeah, so we're hunting from we have breakfast later in the mornings, but we have hunted in the past from 6 in the morning till about 10:30 at night, and it's still light the whole time. So
Yeah,
actually,
great.
here's a picture of me taking a selfie in BC at 9:50 at night. And now you see how light it is. It's crazy. So
Yeah, for sure.
anyway,
Yeah.
it was a great time. I have so many more of these to come, you guys, but I want to keep these episodes right in that window of fun, and you guys just get to see all this action and bring the story to life, pretty much.
Next year you're getting bumped. I'm going to BC.
You're gonna have to fight me for that now, because I'm like family up there now. The Hoopers let me stay in their house this year, and every year I from the first year onward, it just got better and better. And I just stayed in their house this time, and so you're gonna have to fight me now, brother. And
See, that's the thing. That's the difference between me and you. You think it's like it's a badge of. I get it, man. Somebody lets you stay in their house, but I like staying in my own pad. I'd rather camp.
Well, they'd have your own cabin for you.
Yeah, I'd rather camp in somebody's yard most of the time, just where I've got my own space,
Well, this was down in there. He has a 3-story house, so I was down in the basement, which was pretty badass. But anyway, I would sleep in the dog box. I don't care. You know me. We're like, hey, tomorrow we're gonna tree 4 bears. I'm like, you want me to just like sleep out there in the hay? Like, I'll be here. Yeah. So it was an amazing time as always, you guys. And there's many more of these to come. Check us out on Patreon, you guys. We have the full length videos, including the bears treed and shot. With YouTube, we got to be real careful with what we can and cannot show. We don't want to be taken down. So the cool stuff's on the Patreon. You guys have heard me say that many times. That's because that's where it is. So check out the link in the description of this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. That's how we keep Houndsman XP TV going and growing. So appreciate your time, buddy. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, thanks for letting me be on your TV show.
We'll see y'all next week.